Hey everyone, and welcome to another edition of the Sunday Sit Down right here on Fox 54. After a long, tedious opportunity of trying to get in contact with this lady right here, we finally have her. It's Coach Dawn Thornton, the new head women's basketball coach of Alabama A&M. Coach, let's start off from the beginning. You've been a very busy person since being hired over a month ago. How's the process been going to get yourself all acclimated here in the city of Huntsville?
I think it's been smooth for the most part. Really just being a part of something special right now. Our administration has done a really good job as far as helping me transition over, just kind of getting settled and understanding the land of the lay, you know, dealing with housing admission and compliance and all that. So all that's been really, really good. So it's been great. AD Bryan and Dr. Williams has done a phenomenal job as far as embracing me being here now with Cedric. Camden and I moving to Huntsville to have the family all here together, and so it's been really good.
Coach, you hit the ground running, rebuilding a roster basically from scratch, and you just told me not too long ago you got your final piece of the puzzle together. So first of all, let's kind of talk about some of those pieces that you are bringing in. I'll start off with maybe the two young ladies that you're bringing in over from Arkansas State.
Yes, I'm really, really excited having an opportunity to bring in Maylene Wickerson and Lauren Pendleton. Those young ladies, one thing that we really wanted to do from a guard perspective, we wanted to bring in kids that can score on all three levels. So LA, she started off at Arkansas State, finished her third season there, and she is a three-level scorer, can elevate, shoot the ball, get to the basket at will. Maylene, that's another scorer. She shoots it deep. She has a really, really quick release. Reminds me a lot of like Klay Thompson, okay. You know, in his range as far as what he does and brings to the game. But those two young ladies have been playing basketball together for the last 2 years. So they've been playing on a high level, and I'm excited about their dynamics of what that looks like of them being on the floor together.
Let's talk about some of the other pieces that are going to be making their way to the city of Huntsville and playing in the Southwestern Athletic Conference next season.
Well, you know, we're bringing in two young ladies also from the University of Arkansas Little Rock Euler, you know, Jaya Harris-Smith, as well as Tia Harvey. And those young women coming from a program, if you're from Arkansas, you know anything about Euler, you know that Joe Foley runs a really, really, really top-notch program. That's their former head coach. They win 20 games every year. And they're really, 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 really disciplined kids, and they have great character, and they hang their hats on rebounding and defending. And we want to be able to have big guards that can rebound and defend. Jaya actually started off at Ole Miss, so she played and started a few games at Ole Miss before transferring to Euler. And so we're really excited about that SEC experience that she brings to the table also from a point guard perspective. So I'm excited about having an opportunity to tutor her and getting her under my wing and really, really, really embracing her so she can come and get out of her shell a little bit.
And of course, there are many other pieces that you are bringing in, and we will see those young ladies in action in the future. Let's talk about two young ladies that Bulldog fans will be very familiar with, in Darian Burgeon and also Alicia Wilson, two starters from last year who entered the portal, decided, no, you know what, I want to stay here, right here on the Hill. How important was that decision to you to basically have them back, and how important will it be to have them kind of be a part of what's already being put together here?
You know, that's a great question. One thing about Dieter and Alicia, as soon as they jumped in the portal, I was still employed at UAPB. Mm-hmm. So, and this opportunity was not on the table during that time at all. Right. So I actually was recruiting both of them to come to UAPB.
Wow.
And so what I liked the most was the relationship that we built during that time. And I didn't even tell them, so after the job opportunity came available, at that point, you know, I get to campus and I didn't even tell them that I was coming. Mm-hmm. And then I just showed up and they was like, wow. You know, so we had already established a relationship with each other, both of them, and just what they've been able to contribute at A&M since they've been here, what they've been able to do in our conference. I think the style of play that my team is gonna run, they fit that mold perfectly. Alicia is a kid that obviously is respected by everybody in the conference leading rebounder.
Right.
But, you know, I told Alicia, I said, well, you should be scoring a lot more. We need to see you scoring the basketball. So that was something that I really wanted to embrace while we were recruiting her, to let her know we're going to work on your game. We're not just going to keep you here in the state that you've been in. We're going to work on your game and getting you better. And then Darian is another kid. That's a 3-level scorer also. But she wasn't as confident. I think that Darian had all the potential to be a second team, if not a first team all-conference player. But that consistency and that confidence level and that swag that you got to have in order to be able to be that player, she didn't really have that. She doesn't really have that. And we talked about it, so it's not like something that she doesn't really know, you know. But, you know, we're going to work on that. She wants to embrace it, and I think that she's excited about that new role.
Of course, you are SWAC through and through. You play basketball at Jackson State. You've had multiple opportunities to coach within this conference at Prairie View, also at Arkansas Pine Bluff, and now at Alabama A&M. What are some of the things that you love about the Southwestern Athletic Conference that you've seen both as a player and now as a coach?
This conference means a lot to me. It's deeper than just athletics. The reasons why our schools were created to give us an opportunity to get an education when there are a lot of campuses that wouldn't allow us to set foot on their campus. You know, a lot of universities wouldn't allow us to set foot on their campus. And so it means everything to me. You know, it's disheartening sometimes to hear, you know, people talk about, you know, coaches going from one SWAC school to the next. That's a little disheartening to hear sometimes, but this conference has a lot of great coaches. This conference has a lot of great players, and this conference has been known for great coaches and great players. And I think that having an opportunity to continue to coach in this conference, to be a model in this conference, is something that I respect, and I don't take this journey lightly at all. I love everything that it stands for, being a part of it as a student athlete, as well as a coach. I'm able to coach my players from a perspective of, this was good enough for me. This is who I am.
Right.
Not because I have the job, but because I believe in it. And that's what speaks volumes to me.
Of course, you played basketball at Jackson State in the mid-2000s. A lot of success over there, but eventually you got into the coaching ranks. You've had to go to Jackson State a couple of times as the opposing coach, and that'll be the case once again next basketball season. How does that feel now, knowing that, hey, you kind of cut your teeth here, but now you're here to get a W against your alma mater? You know,
Jackson has always been home. You know, I'm from, not only did I play basketball at Jackson State, I'm from Jackson, Mississippi.
Okay.
And so my parents were both educators. My dad is a politician. He's you know, been on the city councilman. He's a House of Representative now. My sister is an election commissioner. And so...
and she's a huge fan of you.
And she is the biggest fan of me. But honestly, it's homecoming. Anytime, wherever I've been, whatever university, if I'm playing Jackson, I'm pulling up in Jackson, it's home. And that feeling is undeniable. But, you know, I have a lot of respect for Coach Richards, what she's done here, and seeing a familiar face there at Jackson. I know that she'll do well. But, you know, anytime I pull up in Jackson, my players know it's a business trip. You know, one thing that I haven't had an opportunity to do is to get a dub versus Jackson. And, you know, since the last 5 seasons at UAPB. So, you know, as my dad would say, you here for business or you don't have any business here.
Totally understand that, Coach. I love it. I totally do love it. Let's kind of also talk about some basketball X's and O's. I know you don't want to give away it to everybody right now, but what will Bulldog fans expect to see from this basketball team from top to bottom?
Well, you know, one thing about it is our mantra this year is big energy. One thing we want to do is have big energy. We want the fans to have big energy. We want the supporters to have big energy. We want the student athletes to have big energy. Women's basketball is on the rise right now,
Absolutely.
more than it has ever been. And for quite some time, we've been trying to make noise and scratching the surface to get the playing fields even for us. And now I think that we're getting a lot more exposure. We're getting the lights, we're getting the glitz, we're getting, we're having those conversations. And so the big energy and the excitement around what's going on right now here on the Hill is what we're gonna build off of. From my staff, from the type of players that we have, you're gonna see some energy. It's not gonna look anything that you've seen before. I have to tell my staff all the time, sit down, because the officials are always telling them, Coach, you gotta get everybody to sit down. But we want that energy. We want our kids to play with that same type of tenacity. We wanna hang our hats on what we do defensively. One thing that Coach Erica said, one of my assistants, she said, you can't always control that the ball can go through the net, but one thing that you can bring every game is your defensive effort. And so we wanna make sure that we hang our hat on defense. But on the offensive side, it's gonna be a foot race. We wanna be in shape, we wanna be the fastest, we wanna be the quickest, and we wanna get up and down. So one thing I can tell you, bring you some patience, and you gotta be like, oh, they go, yeah, we're gonna move that fast, so just get ready. It's gonna be really exciting.
Now, as an opposing coach at UAPB, you've had a chance to be in here a couple of times and really experience that energy. I know you got to be looking forward to now embracing that energy as the coach that people will be rooting for day in and day out here inside the event center.
Absolutely. I know when we had played in Elmore for 3 years, just how everybody is kind of like packed on top of you, like you coaching in the game, people walking in front of you, excuse me, with nachos and popcorn and stuff. And that's a good thing though, because that gives you always gives you an advantage. But the type of energy that holds in this event center on game day, especially from our student section, that student section sitting right there against your visiting team's bench is the best student section that I've ever seen in this conference. And so I just need to make sure that there's not an empty seat over there. That's my job, to make sure that I can reach out and engage the students. But this is a beautiful place. We have the best facilities. I know best facilities in the conference, hands down, but this is a special place. We want to make it special, and we want to continue for it to be that way.